Hello guys, this is Phil and I'm doing a quick video on keeping tobacco tins while you're a prepper. If you freeze them and you put them in a freezer, they are still 100% good 5 years later. I also wanted to show going into my stores of coffee. Here you have some Dollar Tree coffee. This right here is probably 4 years old because I have a single Keurig coffee maker. I put some in there and we're going to make a cup of coffee. Please excuse my mess here. I'm basically deep cleaning my apartment, and I'm going through my storage areas of supplies ever since COVID, at least. I moved into this apartment in 2021. However, I started stockpiling coffee before that for years. So I'm putting that there in the loose coffee container. These singles work really good for a great cup of coffee. Okay. I'm going to fill up the cup of water. All you do is put the water in here. It has some condensation right there. If you cook a lot, you might want to check your coffee maker and make sure it doesn't have grease on it at times. I don't think it affects the flavor at all. However, it could get messy when you have stuff like coffee. Okay, I turned it on right there. And we're going to see how it basically tastes. And again, this used to be $1 at Dollar Tree, and it's more of a testament against Dollar Tree how they raise their prices. They got the 1,000-yard stare. Oil embargoes and what have you around the world make the stock market volatile. But people cash in on people's fear. And so this pack of coffee says it makes 40 cups, okay? And I'm making one large cup here now. This could last me with a single Keurig coffee maker probably, and I'm not counting the cups. I want to say in general, when I use different K-cups and different coffees, and different loose coffees like this could last me when it also has a Ziploc seal. It's kind of hard to seal with the coffee intermixed in there. This will last me almost a year, changing the different coffees and from the different blends and what have you, because I use these for that loose coffee. I like regular morning coffee. I don't like it too strong. There's some Gatorade for the summer months. So I'm basically waiting for this. These single coffee makers, they work pretty good. Sometimes they take a couple minutes to warm up. But if you do a couple cups of coffee and you have company, it doesn't take as long. It doesn't take that long to warm up and you hear the engine and what have you. This is how I like my coffee. I haven't found a better system yet. I like the French presses, but then you have the particles at the end. You know, your last 2 or 3 sips. And this hot cup of coffee is piping when it's done. And it looks perfect. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And really, there's some creamer, a little bit of flavor. You can hear it finishing up. I like to wait until it's completely done so it's not dripping in the reservoir underneath that gray circle. And this is how I do my coffee every night before going to work. When I come home in the morning, if I still got some hours and energy left in me, I'll drink a cup of coffee and enjoy it. And really just, I want to say chill while, it's the good part of the morning and people are rushing around to rush to their jobs. And that's the best time I find to have coffee, is when I'm not rushing to do anything. And I stay very busy at work. I might have a couple cups of coffee this way. We have a big Keurig at work, but basically it's the same thing. It just has a bigger water reservoir, so you can keep on doing cups easier with multiple people, one after another. So I'm going to set this here. Okay. Hi there. Put this here. Got water. And I put a little extra water in there just to make it taste not so hot all at once. Yeah, and that's good coffee. So Dollar Tree can save your bacon. Dollar Tree and some of their deals, you have to look harder to find them nowadays. But this used to be $1. $1's worth of 2 weeks worth of coffee. Talks about doing it with a filter in a multi-pot or multi-cup pot. Those are my own words, not the words here on the description. But this is for like a big pot of coffee too. You make all at once. But a lot of people like it the old way like that. And I just prefer to have more rich coffee that is not at the same time too strong. Like Colombian, Sumatra, all these different blends. And it's like, why? I don't want to be jittery. I want a nice, smooth cup of coffee. Wakes me up. I can still do exercise afterwards without all the bubbling acid reflux that coffee is known to cause. And it's just a good creature comfort if another COVID or natural disaster occurs. COVID was not a natural disaster. It was man-made and man-caused. But this is just a referendum about keeping coffee. It will keep in a regular tote for years. This is probably, I want to say, 6 years old. Maybe 5 years, but it's probably closer to 7. Because coffee was one thing, I don't want to say I invested in, but one thing I wanted to make sure I had if stores are closed, if it's a holiday and you can't get to stores. We're losing a lot of our traditions, so a lot of those stores will stay open. They're agnostic in general, and They'll do business some hours of very ritualized holidays like Christmas, New Year's, and what have you. But if you're short coffee, you can't have that, and you're rushing to the store, and then you have to buy more expensive coffee as the years go along. Cheap coffee can do the trick and keep you comfortable. And this coffee right here, I'm going to drink. I'm going to put some creamer in it and enjoy it because it's getting some use at a time now when I was in transition with jobs. I didn't have expendable income to buy a lot of high-class gourmet coffee. And I'm quite content with this, and to relax, sit down, read, and do some poetry. And it makes those transitions in life so much easier, so much funner, so much easier to cope, depending on what kind of transition it is. Always have to have the coffee, but it is a staple in any event that keeps a long, long time. This pack right here I cut open earlier, and it was freeze-dried pack, so it was very hard. As soon as I opened it, all the coffee fell to the bottom, ready for use. So that was one good product Dollar Tree had, and now they don't. They can't afford to buy coffee like this, even cheaply. This right here, the way Dollar Tree is nowadays, is about $2.50. It's in their $3 aisle. And they can't brag about stuff being $1 anymore. The cheapest things they do have is $1.25. And it's either very bad for you, or you have to buy a lot of it to get the best use of it when referring to foods. So, I thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy your coffee this morning too. Take care.